Yo. What up, everybody? Hopefully I'm not, clipping in here. Hopefully my microphone sounds good. We about to be doing some checks, see if everybody can see that I'm coming through. You know what I'm saying? Embargo is almost up, but we still getting videos already, man. How is that happening? How is that happening, my people? How we already getting videos and embargo isn't even up until 10 o'clock? Just sharing my video a couple places, seeing if we can get more people in here. If you in here right now, check in, say what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that's coming through the stream. You know what I'm saying? You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me right now, and I appreciate it, man. You could let me know how my mic sounds. I would appreciate that too. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, guys? This is the King Caesar, bringing you unboxings, gear reviews, and tutorials. Just like this, you know what I'm saying? But this ain't really a tutorial. We about to react to the new MPC Live 3. And, you know, embargo doesn't drop until 10 o'clock, but yet we're still getting videos. So we're going to go over the videos. As you guys know, I'm not in the cool club, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't get sent me, I haven't got sent a MPC Live 3 yet. I haven't touched it, haven't seen it. The only thing that I've been seeing is the stuff like you guys on the internet, you know, via video or whatnot, leaks and all that stuff. But we have gotten a video that dropped through Sweetwater. They must have made a mistake because late last night while I was at work, I've been up for over 12, probably about 15 hours right now, you know what I'm saying? Had to work last night, did like a 12-hour shift, and then I'm still back at it, man. You know, stuff has to get done. We got to go over this update, and I gotta let you guys know I'm kind of excited about this, man. I'm kind of excited about this one because, you know, I was like looking at it, and you know, everybody's blazing the thing. Everybody's like, yeah, it's got too many buttons, and which it does have any buttons, but you know, from the footage I seen, kind of looks like it's gonna make sense. You know, Akai is gonna be dropping their video soon, so we're gonna take a look at that. Big Mr. Andy Mack's probably gonna be on there, or you know, it looked like they had two producers. It looked like not Metro Boomin, but dang, he's a very popular producer. I can't think of his name, but we know that he just did a live stream with Bolo not too long ago. But dang, why can't I remember that guy's name right now? But yeah, we know we're probably gonna get a demo with him, you know, previewing the NPC. We know we probably gonna get Andy Mack, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing on the NPC as well. So, you know, we're gonna check out their videos at 10 o'clock, and then we're gonna go look and see how much this thing is gonna cost, which, you know, break it all down. But let's go to this video that I seen first. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna type in MPC Live 3. And this is the video. So I'm gonna start it all the way at the beginning.
Here is while we're playing back the track.
We're gonna take a look at this. You guys let me know how the volume is.
Today, we're checking out the brand new MPC Live 3. I got my guy Stu from Akai Professional here today in the studio, and he's gonna be doing a comprehensive overview of all the features that this amazing piece of gear has to offer. If you guys wanna check it out, there will be links in the description that'll take you directly to sweetwater.com. Let's not delay, let's dive in and let's get creative.
This is Stu with Akai Professional, and we are going to walk you through all the amazing updates on the MPC Live 3. So there's a lot going on with this new MPC. Before we actually jump into the features of the hardware, let's talk about what's happening on the inside with the processor.
Let's talk about it.
It's a new 8-core processor, 4 power cores, 4 efficiency cores, and that gives us the ability to do a lot more regarding the processing of the unit. On the older machines, you could run 8 virtual instruments or software plugins. Now you can run 32. It went from 8 audio channels to 16 audio channels. There's a new time stretching algorithm on the inside, and there's also pro level stems now right on the unit without having to use any sort of attached.
Now I'm just gonna pause it right there because, like I said, you know, this is part of what I wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? We got this new processor in there. We got 8-core processor. Now we got 8 gigs of RAM in this thing. You know, I was hearing rumors that they wasn't gonna up the audio tracks and the plug-in tracks, but I didn't think that they was gonna put 32 tracks of plugins and then 16 audio tracks. That's very significant. And just based on that alone, like, basically had me sold. You know what I'm saying? I was already sold. We only like how many minutes into this thing? 1 minute and 19 seconds, and they already sold me with that. You know, So, you know, because we have these devices in their standalone, you know, we have people use computers. We have iPads that do crazy. You can do crazy music on the iPads and stuff like that. You know, the NPCs are so fun to use, but you know they just like when it comes to like you can make full beats and stuff on there. I would just say like in some ways they were limited, but now they're approaching to where it's like literally like a powerful music box like in your hand, and that's why I love the Live so much. But 32 tracks of audio, 32 tracks of plugins, and then 16 tracks of audio. You know what I'm saying? That's very significant. That really caught my eye. So let's continue with the video.
Computer. Also, we've increased the RAM from 2 gigs to 8 gigs of RAM, and the internal memory has gone to 128 gigs of internal memory, and that's a solid-state NVMe 2 drive that allows just really quick transfer. So all your load times are going to be really quick.
Yeah.
So that's also a significant thing. Instead of them putting just a regular hard drive in there, they put an NVMe in there. So you got 128 NVMe. That's very fast storage. So when they were thinking about speed when they did that, that's why a lot of your like newer computers like load really fast and like have fast load times and stuff like that because they have solid state drives in them. In NVMe's, they can run faster than even the solid state drives. It's a different type of solid state drive. So I imagine that like load times on this MPC is going to be super fast, which is really good. Then they're talking about you got a pro level like time stretching algorithm, and you also have pro level stems in here. So I know a lot of you guys who like to sample and do that stuff. You guys are gonna really enjoy that because now you're gonna get the same quality that you would in the software in standalone, and be able to take this thing, you know, anywhere. But let's keep it moving.
But let's focus right here, which is what everybody's going to be asking about. These are the brand new MPCE Expressive pads. And before we get into all the technical jargon of what's happening on the inside, let's just take a listen to see what's going on with these.
Bro.
So what you just heard was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
So bad right now, bro.
What's technically happening within these pads is each pad has an X and a Y axis and also pressure sensitivity that you can use as a modulation source to route to pretty much any destination inside of this drum program. And there is a 32 slot modulation matrix per pad that you can use for doing some of this complex sound design. Now that sounds like a lot of stuff going on, which it kind of opens the door for whatever your imagination wants to create. But what we've gone ahead and done is inside of every MPC Live 3, you're going to have a full MPCE Expressive kit expansion, which has a whole bunch of melodic and drum examples of what you can do with these pads. But let's just take a look at some of the modulation that's happening here. So if I go into the edit of this program and then go all the way over to the far right under modulation matrix, we can see we have, you know, our pad X and Y axis, poly aftertouch, and LFO all acting as modulation sources going to multiple different destinations. So within this pad that we heard earlier, there's a couple of sample layers and we're crossfading in between those sample layers. We also have an LFO that's attached to the filter cutoff, and that is modulating the filter cutoff opening, but also the speed of the LFO increases while I drag my finger from lower left to lower right. So let's just take a look at the screen and see that in action.
So the pads are expressive. And look, man, I'm gonna stop it right there too and comment on this. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I still hate the way the pads look. I'm still not rocking with the way the pads look. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I'm not messing with the pads, bro. But what I can give them credit on is, like, you know, I like the way, if you notice right here when he's dragging his hand across there, how that part lights up green right here, and then when you go over to the other side, that other pad lights up, the other side in that corner where he's at, it lights up. So, you know, it's responsive to your touch. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like MPE. So, you know, he's saying that you can set each one of these quadrants up with a different feature or a different expression or a different, you know what I'm saying, different like things on one pad. Like what? See how it
So
lights
as
up?
you can see, there's a lot of expressive possibilities
see how-
within the
you see
machine
how,
now,
like,
and
when he
all that
did that,
movement, all the finger
you seen
swiping,
it.
that's recorded as automation. So you can go back
So
and edit that
I'm gonna give
later
him a
if you
plus
want
with
to.
that,
If you
but
want
I
to
s-
change how your finger
but I
movement
still think
happened,
the pads
you
is
can
ugly,
just do
though.
that in the
I
automation
just-
lanes
I don't
within the
know.
track.
But I like how they did that.
That's a couple of melodic examples. Now let's take a look at what we can do with drums. So let's come over into a drum track. And the first thing we're going to hear is that now we can have a different drum sample on every corner of a pad.
Yeah, see how when he touches the pads, they turn a different color? And then he's got like...
So essentially, we're taking...
Bro, so like, how crazy can people get with... I mean, I don't know if everybody's going to be using this like this, you know. I can only imagine, but if you really wanted to make like a crazy drum kit, man, like he literally had 4 different snares on one pad. You know what I'm saying? That you could trigger, you know what I'm saying? Because you could do that stuff on the regular MPC, but it would just cycle through them. So you could hit one, and then when you hit it, it would just cycle through the different drums that you had on the pad if you had it layered that way. But now you can actually hit the corner, and you can play like a different snare or whatnot. Let's keep it moving.
16 pads and turning it into 64 pads, because if we want, we could have a different sample in every corner of each one of the pads.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
But we can actually go one step further with that, and we can take this pad.
Why does dude
and
look like my
MPC's
big
always
brother or
been known
something?
for, let's say, the note repeat.
Yeah.
Everybody uses that to make tracks. But now what we can do is we can assign a specific note repeat articulation to each corner of the pad. So let's just go into this pad as an example. If we go into the edit and go into the second page of the effects, we can see now on the screen there's articulations. And let's say in this lower corner I want a 16th note repeat going on. I just turn on articulations. As you can see, the MPC will recognize what my last corner I touched was. Mm-hmm. And then I go into this list right here, and there's hundreds of articulations in here.
Hundreds
if you're
of
a drummer, you might
articulations.
recognize some of the phrasing, such as standard rudimentals, dotted rudimentals, rolls. But let's do something a little bit more abstract on this lower right corner. So I just touch the corner, come up here. I'm going to go into my default articulations and doing something like a buzz roll chromatic descent. Now, I have something crazy and wild like that. Yeah. It's a little fast for my vibe, so I want to slow this down. So I'm just going to go into speed and go to 50%. And now I have that at 50% right there. And again, these articulations are all synced to the BPM.
Is the volume cutting in and out on the video, or is it cutting in and out on my microphone? Let me see.
Of the project. Yeah. So if I sped up the track or slowed it down, all of these would still be in.
Let me know let me go on here. Let me go on here and check. Let me know let me go on here. Okay, so far it look like it's coming back in. I'm just checking it out on here on my phone. Let's see. Okay, so far it look like it's coming back in. I'm just checking it out on here on my phone. Let's see. Now I'm gonna cut the what's the name back on. Okay.
But I tell you one thing, when it comes to mid, I ain't dating no minivan.
We done went through something totally different. All right, now let's get back to the action.
time.
Okay,
right?
you guys for letting me
So
know.
with these MPCE pads, again, we have melodic movement, warping in between sample layers, opening filters, increasing LFO speed. We also have in the drums samples in each corners, articulations on there. But when we combine that with another new feature, which you probably noticed up here, which is this row of buttons, we can get even more creative. This row of upper buttons here, most people are going to look at it and go, oh, it's a 16-step step sequencer. But if we look right below all these buttons, there's 16 sub-functions. And we get to those just by going to set and picking the sub-function. And they're color coordinated here, so everything relating to tracks are purple, everything relating to like step editing and note input values over here on the left. There's some clip launching and row launching, which we'll get to. Then there's also a couple of unique features over here that we're going to talk about too. So right off the bat, at the start of this video, I have it on track select. So that allows me just to really quickly flip in between my tracks. And that comes in really handy when I'm doing some sort of live performance or I'm producing and I need to.
Bro, the workflow on the workflow on this MPC is about to be crazy, dog. The workflow on this MPC is about to be crazy. He just went there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you could let's look at the MPC, because you could use like these. I think you could to use these plus and minuses to flip through tracks and stuff like that. But you know, like you could literally go up to the top and set it to tracks, man, and then like literally flip through your different tracks. So it's seeming like this wall of buttons is actually gonna have some function, and that's what I wanted to see. I want them. They was gonna have to make the buttons make sense, man. But it looks like you're gonna be able to just navigate this thing the way you need to. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to like to navigate and you know, move through this thing without. I don't even think I seen them touch the touch screen like one time. You know, we gotta remember that this thing still has like a touch screen on it. I don't think like the whole time he's been working with it that he's even touched the screen one time. Like, let me know if I'm wrong or not. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but
Fly around my session quite a bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into the default mode, which is the drum sequencer, and see how these MPCE pads interact with the drum sequencer.
Okay.
So everybody knows a drum sequence. I'm going to just turn this down to one bar.
He just touched it.
And then let me grab this, and we all know how this works. We have a 4 on the floor kick drum going on, right?
Yeah.
But the MPC actually remembers what the last corner of the pad that I pressed.
Oh, wow.
So let's say I have this going on the 1, and I want this as a pickup note right here. I just press it, click on that. Now we have that one corner just populating right there. Here's another one, kind of a longer 808. Let's put that right there. So the MPC using these MPCE pads is in combination.
you know what? It's crazy because like I'm looking at some of this stuff, and like I told you I've watched this video already. So I have like my takes, but I'm gonna let it rock for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna kind of give my take on it too as well.
With the step sequencer, we'll remember what last corner you touched, so you can just go in and start layering in different samples from each one of the corners because it's remembering what your last touch corner was.
That's dope.
So let's take it one step further with this step sequencer up here. So let's do our classic. Here's some hi-hats, do the old finger swipe. Here's a bunch of machine gun hi-hats, right? They're cool, but they're really stagnant. They're all at the same velocity.
What's good,
so
Jamie
the
Rice?
touch strip over here, which you might have noticed, actually has 11 functions to it and also has a couple of shortcuts built in. So if I want to adjust the velocity of any step while I'm in the step sequencer, I'm just going to press and hold on that, and this becomes instant access to my velocity of that step. So I'm just going to dial in really quickly a little bit of velocity for all these steps. And now we have a little bit more of a groove going on with those hi-hats because we used the touch strip. And we'll come back to this touch strip and go over all those other functions as well. But let's go back up to the step sequencer and jump over to mode number 3, which is step edit. But now we can go one step further with what we're doing within these hi-hat steps. So you'll see that I can go through and select my steps right here with the encoder wheel, or I can just press on it. Now from this menu, from the main page, I can adjust the velocity here. I can adjust the probability. I can use nudge ticks in order to move the hit off the grid, move it around a little bit, give it a little bit of movement. Or I can go in and use ratchet. So let's say right here, I want to add a little note repeat to this note. I want to add some note repeat to this note and some note repeat to this note. Now we've just added a little bit of note repeat, but there's a whole nother page that we're going to jump over to now. We can also, from the step edit menu, adjust the attack, decay, sustain, release from the amp envelope, from the filter envelope, and also the easiest thing to hear is probably just the tune of each step. So let's go ahead and give some random tune variation to these different hi-hats here. So let's turn this one up, let's turn this one down, let's turn this one up, turn this one down. Now we're getting a little bit of bounce with our different pitches, and you can see how quickly and easy the workflow is in combination of.
And see, now I'm gonna just stop it right there, because like my take on this too is like I remember when they released the MPC 1 Plus. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like they were targeting FL Studio like people, like they went and they did like They took the MPC and they did videos with like producers who were like primarily FL Studio users, you know. And this step sequencer like reminds me a lot of like, you know, like if you was using like a step sequencer in FL Studio, like with the ratchet, you know, that's just like a way, you know what I'm saying, to edit your you know what I'm saying, your drums on the fly. But they have like a function that you do that in FL Studio that's along with the tuning and stuff like that. And it could just appeal to like some of the older cats, or like, you know, more seasoned gentlemen, you know, the people who came from like the 808s and the 909s, the people who really like use the step sequencer. This is not something that I don't think that I would be using as much, to be honest. Like I don't think I'd be using the step sequencer that much, but I'm just checking out like all the stuff that this thing does. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking out the buttons and like the functions that the buttons have, and so far like I like how they're incorporating the buttons to do different things. I'm even digging like so far how they're incorporating the touch strip in the MPC Live too, to like control different things on the fly as well. You know, I think that's pretty cool how they have that set up. It seems like they're really trying to set this thing up for speed, to be able to like, you know, get things done, you know what I'm saying, super quickly, which I appreciate, because there's nothing like, you know, having to go like screen searching and stuff, because that's one of the things that you do on the MPC Live 2 right now, is you have to like go through different screens and you have to hit the button and go through the touch screen to get to different places. And you know, you have to go find like clip launch, where you can just launch clip launch, or not clip launch, but you can launch the step sequencer just from the buttons up top. And just, I mean, it's just showing speed, man. It's showing that, you know, that they really thought about like what they were doing. And you know what I'm saying, you gotta give them like, you know what I'm saying, kudos for that. So let's continue. And we probably won't go through all this thing, because like I said, at 10 o'clock when the embargo lifts, which we got about 14 minutes, when that happens, we're going to go right to Okai's page and see what they got going on over there.
The physical buttons and the touch screen, it really locks in a workflow and allows you to do a lot of editing really quick while you're doing it. So let's take this actually one step further here. What we're going to do is go to set and go to mode number 6, which is automation. Now what I can do is I can automate any parameter of any effect that either lives on a pad or this track per step. So what does that mean, and how is that musical, right? So let's take a look. I have a reverb on this drum track, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add a new lane, and there's my reverb right there, and I'm just going to go down to the mix. And just to show you how quick it is, if I want reverb just on these last 4 steps, so there's a big like reverb throw and then it goes back to nothing, I'm just going to hit this step right here, add automation. I'm just going to crank it up to 100 on these steps right here, just by spinning the wheel. We'll get visual feedback that this is a high value, and then it goes back to a low value, which I think is at 5, but we can turn that down to 0. And now when we're going to play this back, we're going to hear no reverb, and then a reverb throw right here, and then back to no reverb.
Yeah, see, the step sequencer is pretty good. Let's jump to...
And again, I can do that on any parameter of any effect that's either on a single pad or on the track altogether.
Let's jump to
so you can start getting some really unique sonic stuff going on.
Yeah, so like that was pretty cool. Like how you can, like when you're in the step sequencer, you can put like per step you can put EQ on you can send it to like each step if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a delay or reverb or, you know what I'm saying, just different things that you can send to it, which I think is cool. Let's jump over here to the clip launch.
All these purple ones here are track select, track arm, track, whole new way of sequencing with inside the MPC Live 3. So let's go to clip launch and then double click on the arrange or shift click on the arrange. And now we're in a full matrix workflow style. So anybody that's used to doing a clip style live performance where they load up a bunch of clips and play around and then record that, you can do that now on the MPC Live 3. Now there's a couple of different ways you can actually access these clips from 2 different screens, and you can kind of use them in different, each one has their own unique advantage. So let's go ahead and just delete all the clips that are on here. Again, with that new processor and the touchscreen, everything is fast and super snappy.
Look how fast that is.
So
That's
you
pretty,
can access the
snappy,
clips
like
from this matrix page or from your main mode. Most people are used to seeing the arranger right here on this main mode, but now if I select the arrangement and then spin over, I now have access to just an unlimited amount of clips. And one benefit of using this screen right here is that I can create a clip, and then hitting this little plus button here, what it does is it duplicates the clip into a new clip, but keeps the overdub on, so I can just build up parts of my song. So if I know that I want to create, let's say, an intro with just kick drums, add a snare on my second part of my song, and then add some hi-hats, I can do that really quickly from here. So you do have a fixed length that you can use, so I'm just going to go down to 1 bar just to keep it quick for this demo. And so I can hit record right here. Let me just record, we'll get a count in. And here's my first clip. I have that, and if I hit this little plus right here, let me turn off the metronome. If I hit this little plus button right here, it's going to duplicate this clip over to a new clip, but keep the overdubbing turned on. So now you'll see it went to clip number 2, and now I can add just another section right there. Let's do it again. And if I look at my arranger, what I have now is all of those clips that built on top of each other. And since I have the mode here in clip launch, I can either use the screen to jump through the ideas, or I can use these buttons up here. So that's one way. That's going from the main.
See, again, like I said, they found a way to use the buttons, man. And I'm like I said, it's and then like you could just see like a Kai is not dumb, man. This is to say, like, you know, we criticize like a Kai. I know a lot of people be out here criticizing a Kai. I already see like things in here that's targeting FL Studio users. And then like this space right here, like I see a lot of people using clips like in the mobile space. Like there's people who have like phones, you know what I'm saying? They have their cell phones and things like that. And they're making songs, but the way that they're doing it is they're creating clips, or they have a program that's already got preloaded clips in it, where they're just like creating a song from clips and different drum samples and different like different drum beats, and then like launching different samples with it and stuff like that. And I've seen some people do some pretty like fly stuff. So now we got FL Studio users, and we got FL Studio and maybe like the 808 and the 909 people from back in the day. And then now we got the mobile people, like some of the iPad users and cell phone users who, you know, use the little music programs on their phones. So
screen, which has this plus button right here, which allows you to build ideas that stack on top of each other.
Yeah.
But let's say I wanted to do a melodic idea where I want each individual take to be different. For this, I'm going to actually put my fixed length, let's say at 2 bars, just so I have a little something different. And I'm going to come back into my matrix, and I'm going to go over to one of these beautiful melodic sections. Now, I don't know if you just heard that, but this sounds like it's pretty loud compared to the drums.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is use this touch strip again for one of its other features. So if I'm here and I just hold the touch strip configuration down, we can see we have all these 11 modes that we can go to. So really quickly, I can just go to track level and lower the volume of this track. Now it's lower.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
Something that's similar to that, let's say
Like I said, that's dope, man. Like, stuff on here, do we actually need this stuff? But I like the way they incorporate it. I'm like I said, and this is, and I'm trying to be objective. Like I'm saying, if you see this, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I still think the thing is not the prettiest looking machine. You know what I'm saying? I like the Live 2 because it's simplicity. I like how simple it is. But at the same time, I did want more buttons. I think they just took this thing and crammed as much stuff on the face that they could, and it does. It looks really busy. I think in time, like, it'll grow on me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you know, I can appreciate that even though they made it busy and they put a whole bunch of stuff on here, that they're actually like doing a good job with how they integrate it. It seems like everything flows pretty well. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like it's cumbersome, or it's like you got to do one step to do one step. It's like, okay, boom, you do this, boom, you do, and then you can change this, boom, 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 and then it's like quick. You know what I'm saying? So you got to appreciate that. Let me click. I haven't even checked in the chat. Let's check in in the chat real quick. I just want to say salute to everybody up in here. We got my man Sighting here. We got Falsier Sue. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Why is my AI tracking always turning on? I didn't turn that on. Antonio Jackson, what's up? Keys, what's up? Jamie Rice, what's up? My man Fox Styles in the building. What's good? Trader to the living. How you doing, man? JT, the crazy rabbit, what's good, man? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys being here. Is there anybody else that I missed? Let's see what y'all talking about in here. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Sight. That's dope. Like, the step buttons allow you to avoid editing. Like, it's really like taking you, it's really like making it so you can do all your edits and stuff without having to go into the touchscreen, because I know a lot of people have a problem with that too. A lot of people was like, why do I always have to go in to the touchscreen to edit things and go into the piano roll to do that type of stuff? But like you said, like, that's a good point. Those buttons are making it easy for you to like edit the notes and do the stuff without having to go into the piano roll. Absolutely right. It said the living targeting electron and push users, electronic producers. Yep. Yeah, I could see that as well. Trader to the living. You said you gonna check it out and see how it compares to the Electron, Jamie Rice. You gotta, when you do that, like, let the people know. Let the people know what how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't remember what that was. I just made a crazy sound. But the crazy rabbit said, according to the NPC page, they got 5 hours until they unleash the power on their page. Well, if they, like, I know the embargo is up at 10 o'clock, so I'm still gonna go there and check what time is it right now. It's 9:57. We got 3 minutes, and we're gonna go there and check in just a second. You know, Yeah, USB-C. I like that too. And they have a section in here where they talk to. Let's jump to that section. Where we at right here? We're gonna go to. No. Let's go right here, because this was pretty dope too. Let's look at this.
All I have to do is plug my phone in, right? I'm going to go in to record. I'm going to
Come on, play.
change my input to USB 1 on my phone that I'm digging, which I have one right here, conveniently.
Let me see.
The fully class compliant audio and MIDI interface.
So let's go back a little bit more.
Right within this thing. So we just saw how we can really quickly, easy use the mic just to grab ideas from the room and make somewhat of a pretty cool beat. But let's say there's something in Spotify or YouTube, something that I want to sample really quickly, and in the past I'd have to run audio in and do all this crazy configuration. Well, now the MPC Live 3, the USB-C cable on the back, is actually a fully class compliant audio and MIDI interface. What does that mean? Now I can transfer 24 channels of audio and 32 channels of MIDI bidirectional to any connected device. So let's say there's a song on my phone that I'm digging, which I have one right here, conveniently, is Doctor by Michael Monet, awesome artist, and I want to sample the drums that are on here. All I have to do is plug my phone in, right? I'm going to go in to record. I'm going to change my input to USB 1 and 2. I'm going to just start recording, hit play. Hit stop. I want to put it on that pad, hit keep. Now I have that sample right there. All right, so now we just saw how quick and easy it is to sample directly off the phone, but let's take it one step further and use the new pro-level high-quality stems in order to separate, let's say, just that.
I'm pretty sure other devices have this, and I think I've seen this done before, but this is the first time I'm seeing it done on the MPC. Like, you know, I'm glad that they brought that to the MPC, because you know how stupid, like, and this is like, okay, so right here you got Apple, right? You got Apple. No longer do we have like the phone inputs. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna get music off this thing, you have to buy a dongle to put it in there. Then you have to with the little 3mm jack in there. Then you can plug in your jack in there. Then you have to have that coming out to the little, you know what I'm saying, the phono or line inputs that you can plug into the back of the MPC, and then you sample it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's how you used to have to do it. But now I got the USB-C on here. I can just take the USB-C, plug it in here, plug it in there, select the line, and then sample straight from the USB. They should have been did that. That should have been something that they been done. But you know, I'm glad that they bringing it now, man. That's dope. I like that.
That vocal and use that vocal in there. So I'm going to hit stems right here. I want to assign it to a pad. I'm going to replace the original sample with the stems. So I just select that. I hit do it. It's going to go through and process the stems, separate them out using the high quality desktop stem algorithm. And then it's going to replace this sample right here with those individual stems on different layers. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go into the edit and then remove everything and just keep the vocal and maybe trim up the front so it hits right on that vocal. And then let's add a little bit of reverb to it so it has a little bit of thick distorted reverb on there. So now we can see that we have our different...
Did you guys see how quick that was? That was pretty quick. I don't know if you guys have used stems or tried to use stems. I used it like a couple times, and like, you know, with the samples that I did, especially in standalone, it takes a long time, bro. That was fast. The way it just broke them stems down in standalone right now with the MPC Live 2, that would have taken some minutes, bro. I'm just saying, I'm not for sure. I've only used it a couple times, but the times that I've used it, like I said, it's been like you know, it's been kind of laggy, man, kind of slow. But and then they're saying that this is the full like desktop version, so you're not getting like the little throwback version anymore, the little bootleg version. You're getting the full desktop version. So let's see how good it sounds. Let's see if it's really is good.
Right here. Let me find the vocal, which is right here. And what I want to do is just take these ones and then lower down the level of them so I can see my vocals is on my first layer. I'm just going to layer these down, go back to my vocal, and I just want to trim this up. So now when I play this, I have that vocal right in there. And I want to add a couple of effects to that vocal. What I could also do is I could also use the new super time stretch algorithm and maybe come in and change the pitch if I want, drop it down. Or I could use the tempo right here and just... But that's not all we can do with the USB-C cable. So let's say I have an amazing synth on here that I want to use that's an actual iPhone synth app, such as, let's just say the Baby Audio one.
Like I said, targeting the mobile producers, the ones that have, like, you know what I'm saying, like they're targeting specific people here. These must be the people that make up majority of the market when it comes to like or they make up a big chunk of the market, and they're trying to take some of that market share, man, because this is definitely like targeting some of these people. Like, I think this feature's dope too.
Now the audio is coming out of my phone through there, and I can take it one step further. Let's add a MIDI track because it's bi-directional, and just go to USB 1. There's 2 USB MIDI ports for a total of 32. But now I can control and sequence this
That's dope.
on my phone and then bring it back in through the MPC. We could take it one step further, and we could connect this to our computer, and if we want to maybe print our entire project into a DAW and do mixing, instead of exporting the stems, I just connect this and let's say go into this channel right here. I'll just go to my in and outs and go to the audio output and then select if I want a stereo or mono output. It is 24 mono, 12 stereo tracks, and I can mix and match them. So I could just set up all my outputs and through one USB cable track my entire session into my DAW of choice for mixing later. Or one thing that we've been doing that's really cool, connect this to Logic, Bitwig, Ableton, whatever you want, and use 32 different VST plugins just as a sound source, and then have the audio routed back into the MPC. I'm doing all the sequencing right here on the MIDI inside of the DAW. I can even send out MIDI CCs and control the filters and have the automation inside the MPC controlling anything inside of a DAW, and then route the audio back in and just use my computer as a 32 instrument sound source.
That's fire. That's dope,
So
man.
So I don't know if you guys got that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of people in here that deal with music and stuff and understand what he's saying. Basically, you can use like your computer or different things like your phone and stuff like as a sound module, and you can import 32 sources through MIDI and sound like as a sound module, and route the audio through the USB back into the MPC. That's insane, bro. That's crazy. And this is what, like, the thing that we got to remember is that this is standalone for the MPC. This is still standalone. This is not like, you know, like this is really approaching like computer level, like functionality to me. You know what I'm saying? They really like, they really up the game.
It really
with this
breaks
one.
down the walls of having this be limited to any sort of music. You know, you can do anything from singer-songwriter, electronic stuff, to even if you're into modular, check this out. So if we add a new CV gate track and go into edit, now for anybody that's into CV gate workflow, you have a whole new routing section. You have 4 envelopes, 4 LFOs, a full stepper, 2 UV meter to show you your levels, which is kind of fun.
And I'm sorry I'm bouncing around. I'm just bouncing around because, like, you know, I just want to get some of the things that I, you know, was like kind of like like I just want to see like how these things are panning out. The microphone was one of the things I'm like, is this thing a gimmick? is it going to be useful? Let's see if it.
But
if it can,
let's
if it can be
actually
useful.
talk about, say maybe the singer-songwriter or somebody's using this more to instantly create demos and pump out a lot of music. Well, now we have a built-in microphone in the front, and this can be instantly activated really quickly. So let me just go in and add a new drum track. And if we go into menu, we now have a new input here. And we can see that since I hit microphone on, it's automatically going to activate the microphone. I do have the ability to link the microphone together, so now the left and the right volume is controlled. If I want to use a different input, I can just select the different input here. Phantom power to turn on and off the...
Huge phantom power. So that means you can use your condenser mics. You know what I'm saying? All your mics that you know, your good mics that take 48-volt phantom power. You got phantom power on the Live now. They should have did that from the, like, I felt like the Live should have been one of the products that had phantom power and the combo jacks from the beginning. If you go back to my earlier videos and stuff where I'm talking about the Live and stuff, this was one of the things that I wish they would have had on it, because if they were really trying to make this thing portable and live where you can do live performances and stuff like that, why wouldn't you put something like that on there? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the 1/4-inch jacks are good for, like, you can get, like, you know, like one of these microphones, like a dynamic microphone, and use it on there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, those large diaphragm condenser mics, you know, you can, like, really get some good sound with that stuff and more dynamic range as well, you know. But they didn't put the combo jacks on there, and they didn't, you know, now we have the combo jacks and confirmed phantom power. So if you guys do want to run your condenser mics through there, you can now. That's dope.
Condenser mics that are now can be attached to the rear combo jack with XLR in the back. But we're going to use mic here. This is going to be our gain right here. So just by touching and grabbing that is going to be how much input we're coming in. And let's say I want to sample a hand clap because the track needs that. We have a drum going on. I'm just going to go to record. We can see that now it's hearing my voice as it comes in. I'm just going to hit record. Keep it. Hit a pad. Automatically keep it. Keep.
That's dope.
So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
If I'm in a session and I want to
Now, I'm gonna go back because I want you to hear this clap.
Hearing my voice as it comes in, I'm just gonna hit record. Keep it, hit a pad, automatically keep it, keep.
That's dope.
So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
If I'm in a session and I
was a pretty
record
good
some
recording.
Foley.
That was a pretty good recording, man. Just off rip, it was pretty good. That was a pretty good, like, pretty. Not a whole lot of background noise. Seemed like it was pretty clean.
We got our amazing plant right here, this fake plant. We can just come in here and hit record. And we just turn that plant into... we got a plant shaker, you know? You can do, you can even pound on the table and get a little distorted kick drum. Move the MPC a little bit. Let's save that to that one. Keep it.
Bro, that...
It's a plant table. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, the built-in microphone, you can sit and track vocals.
Cool.
The cool thing about this microphone...
That's pretty cool, man. Like I said, I don't know if you guys feeling that, but I thought that was pretty cool, man. Like I said, man, they're just making this thing where you could be super creative, man. Like, you can be super creative with this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Let's keep it moving.
Actually angled kind of up where you're using it, so you can just grab ideas really quick. Again, this is battery powered, so you could go out into the wilderness and record a bunch of Foley stuff and make your ambient tracks. We've been using it a lot in the studio with acoustic guitar or just singing vocals onto it and just tracking in your vocals.
Yeah.
And with the new EQ and the new reverb, we're getting amazing vocal takes right within this thing. So we just saw how we can really quickly, easy use the mic just to grab ideas from the room.
Okay, I'm about to check in with you guys again. But, like, you know, you guys here in the comments, let me know how you guys feel so far about what you've seen so far, because this is a 40-minute video. So you know, I'm not gonna, like I said, we're gonna go over to the Akai's page and see if their stuff is ready yet. We can go to Zounds, you know, because you guys know I mess with Zounds. You guys gotta go mess with Zounds. I got a link in the description if you guys do want to pick some stuff up or you want to pick this up. But you know what I'm saying, I mess with Zounds, so we'll go there and see what this thing is costing or whatnot. But like in the chat, let me know what you guys feel so far about this MPC and if you think it's worth the upgrade. And let's actually go. Let's open up a new page and let's go see if it's live, because embargoes is good now. So let's see if we can type it in right here and see if it comes up. Oh. It's not live on Zound yet. Okay. Well, let's go. I want the live 2. I want the live 3, baby. Okay. So, here we go. I know they're going to get it together on Zounds too. But we just want to see the price. $16.99. Do you guys think that this thing is worth that price? Do you think it's worth the upgrade? Like, what are you guys feeling? To me, I feel like it's worth the price. I feel like, you know, they've really made like a significant upgrade to the Live 2. And you know, from different things that I've heard and people that I've talked to, is that they wanted to keep the Live the same price as the Live 2 when it dropped, but you know, with the tariffs and stuff going on, is part of the reason why it's even this price. But I think the price can be justified. It just depends. I wouldn't suggest people going out there, like, if you're doing really good with the MPC Live 2, if you're doing really good with the MPC Live 2 and you can rock with that, and you don't really got the money for this right now, I wouldn't suggest going out there and spending your hard-earned money on this, you know, if you got other things that you need to take care of. But if you got the money and it's free and you feel like upgrading, I feel like it's a significant upgrade to, you know what I'm saying, to buy this. It's just like anything else, you know what I'm saying? Like I had like the iPhone 13, and when as soon as I seen this one had USB-C, and you know, they had changed a couple things, then I upgraded. Like I usually, like with my softwares and stuff like that, with like my software instruments and stuff like that, I usually don't upgrade too often, man. You know, I let stuff come out. I let, you know what I'm saying, them build up, get more stuff, and then I'll upgrade, you know. So this isn't something that you guys necessarily have to upgrade for or upgrade to, but the thing is, what I'm saying is that for me, the upgrade is significant enough to where I could justify buying it for me. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying. So $16.99, it is pretty steep. You know, the economy and everything is kind of crazy. So $16.99 for a music device is, you know, it's a lot of money. But if you wanna play, you gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? You pay to play. So, and I know people wanted like the converters, and they wanted everything to be better and wanted, like, you know, more features and stuff. Well, Akai's listening, they give you more features, but what that comes is a bigger price, more stuff, more functionality, more buttons apparently. More buttons apparently. That it comes at a price, man. Got to pay that price. Let me check in the chat. Yeah. Let me see. That Crazy Rabbit said the price point of the Live 3 is right too, compared to some other devices we've recently seen drop. Yeah, there is a lot. There is some devices that I've seen that's out here that's like crazy prices and don't seem like they do like even a quarter of what the NPCs do. That's just insane. But like I said, if you rocking with it, then you rocking with it. Yeah, I want to see like some of them in my NI plugins as well, and I want to see like Fabric and how all that stuff loads on there. If it's like instantaneous or if it still takes a little while to load up. I'm pretty sure it seems like it's gonna be. It should load pretty instant. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're hoping for. But I hope we do get more NI integration and we start getting more of the NI like plugins on this thing and standalone, because like I said, for me, that's gonna take it over the edge as well. And just, you know, my gas is already strong, y'all. The gas is already upon me. Like the gear gods is already coming and striking me with all type of like thunderbolts and whatever they do to make me want to buy this thing already. So that's just me though. Yeah, I agree with you. The USB stuff should be standard for all gear. But like you do respect the diggers still too, and they still left the phono part in there for the people who still want to sample through vinyl. And I'm still like, you know, they're making the thing modern without like, you know, leaving out like the legacy users too. Like you can still hook up your turntable to it, and you can still like, you know, sample that way if you want to. So that's pretty dope. TTL, the floodgates are live. Yeah, it said the whole timeline is filled with the MPC3. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. You said it's the best with a mouse? Yeah, man. Like, you know, like if Angel for Kel, yeah, if the Live is working for you, the Live 2 is working for you, you feel like you don't need the upgrade, then don't. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people who who use like the older NPCs and still will like run circles around people who's using newer stuff just because like they've mastered it. Like I am a fan of that too. Like, you know, instead of going and buying a whole bunch of gear, you know, learn the gear that you got and master it. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to upgrade to the newest, biggest, best thing. You know what I'm saying? You can stick with what you got. And as long as you're efficient with using it, you can keep using it, you know. I've been using NPCs for a while now, so like I kind of like to stay in the NPC realm. So, you know, if I want to upgrade to this, I don't think it's like a big deal, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to know how to use the software pretty much when I get in there. It's just going to be a small learning curve to figure out what all the buttons do and all that stuff, but it'll be good. Turn up my mic. Is my mic better? We be having this trouble every week. Every time. Let me check and see. Because like when I was listening to it on my phone, it sounded good. Is it am I coming in good or no? Do I need to turn the gain up? Let me go to console real quick. Let's turn this up. Is that better? Let me know. I just turned it up in the thing. So hopefully I'm coming in a little bit clearer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is like Nuck the 3, they could have like it could be upgraded on all the machines, but all the other machines don't have the processing power that this new one does. Like the MPC Live 2, the old one only has a dual core processor and it has 2 gigs of RAM, where this new one has 8 gigs of RAM and it has an 8 core processor. So even if they did put the full version of stems on, or allow you to use the full version, it still wouldn't be as fast as it's going to be on the MPC Live 3, because the Live 3 is built to handle it because of the processor and the RAM that's inside of it. So yeah, even though like we could get some of this stuff, you know, ported over to where you can use it in standalone with the previous devices, it's just not going to be as fast, if you get what I'm saying. You say use your link. Oh, what's the link? It works. Oh, my link. Oh, the link works. I don't even know if I can't remember. I can't even remember how to get to the link. I'll have to go back to YouTube and go to my own channel just to click on it. Let's see. We're gonna go to the live. Gonna have to mute it right now. But let's see if this works. Boom. There it go. Through Zounds right there. You see that? You guys use the link if you want to get it. Right there. See, it's right there, the first one. Thank you, Site, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, there we go on Zounds. It looks like it's live on Zounds too. You can go grab it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got. Just checking in with the chat. Like I said, once again, I want to thank everybody that's here right now, and thank everybody who's been rocking with me for, you know, however long, man. I appreciate you guys for stopping through and coming through the stream. Really appreciate it. Let me see. I came all the way back up. How did that happen? Okay. It's slow. It's better. Is it? So it's better. Thank you, Nightshade. Yeah, it seems like you can use this thing. Like I think like in the future I'm gonna make videos. I'm also told like Raul, because I don't know if you guys are familiar. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are familiar with Lifted Noise, and my boy Raul from Cali, you know, out in Cali. You know, he has a Facebook page that's like all about making full songs with the MPC and standalone, and he's been doing that for a while right now. So you guys go check that out. But I think with this new MPC, with it having 16 audio tracks and then, you know, 32 plug-in tracks, that you could probably like do like, you know what I'm saying, because people have been doing them on their phones. People have been making songs on their phones and stuff like that, and like you got clip launch mode on here where you can like do live performances and stuff like that. You know, of course with the microphones you can like do like real live sets if you set it up right. I've seen people do it that way. You know, if you use the clip launch, then you got the arranger still, so you can arrange that way. And you still have song mode too. So for people who like to use song mode, you still got that. So yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Nuck the 3, you have like three different like ways that you can like basically structure like beats and songs within this thing, you know. So I think that's fire, man. So far, I think this thing is so fire. Let's go to Akai Pro. See what they talking about. See Andy Mack. Just the new Akai. The new Akai MPC, the best MPC ever made. Explorer. Okay, so they got it on the page. Of course, like I said, you got, there you go, Andy Mack. Let's see if it's more of the same, if it's like the same thing dude did, or if it's gonna be a little bit different. This is a 40-minute video too. This is a 40-minute video. Y'all let me know if it's too loud. Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's the Nocta 3. I'm not sure if this is the 3.6 update, but I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's like, you know, it probably is the 3.6 update. Oh, hold on. What did you just do? Hold on, bro. Was he switching plugins with the top buttons? Was he switching through plugins? Hold on, bro. Was he switching through plugins? Bro, he was just switching through plugins with the buttons on the top. Let's make this bigger. Bro, switching through plugins. I wonder if that's just a track view, or if that was like actually like him if that was like actually him like switching through plugins or searching through plugins, you know what I'm saying? And actually being able to see like the UI, the GUIs.
Hi there, I'm Andy Mack from Akai Pro, and I'd like to welcome you to this overview of the brand new MPC Live 3, our next generation in standalone MPC technology, delivering unmatched power, performance and speed, pushing the boundaries of standalone music production. MPC Live 3 features an 8-core processor with 8 GB of RAM that delivers 4 times the power to your MPC workflow. We've also added our new MPC-E Expressive pads that adds 4 quadrants per pad, so you can add motion and
only other thing too, like I said, I want to see, and that's why I need to get one in hand, is I need to see like how good the build quality is, because of course with all this stuff, like if you're using the buttons more, like my concern before was that like how durable is this gonna be, like with you pressing all the buttons, because like of course with more buttons, that means that there's gonna be more failure points. So the more failure points you have, the more like the easier it is for something to break down. You know what I'm saying? Like where if you keep things simple, you know, you have less chances of things breaking down, and if things do break down, it's an easy fix. Like what is it gonna cost to fix this thing if one of those buttons at the top go out, like just magically, or if it just stops working? Like what's gonna be the fix for that? You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of my concerns. But I did see that one person on YouTube said that was built like a tank. Now I know that the MPC Live 2 is built pretty well, and I've been shoving that thing in backpacks. I've been putting it like in all different type of places, you know, without a case. So, you know, and it's been held up all these years. So, you know, if it's got the same build quality or better, then we should be good. But, you know, that's still a concern. You know what I'm saying? It's still a concern.
Expression to your samples and loops. A new step sequencer with 16 function buttons, which is perfect for electronic music production, to a new touch strip for your live performances. We've also added a built-in microphone, so you can now capture everything from vocal
to your samples.
Let's go to the shit.
Each pad features 4 independent quadrants that allow you to assign and trigger and morph between your samples and loops.
As
I slide my finger across the pad, we can bring in everything from modulation, pitch to effects, all in real time.
Yeah, that's
We can add
sick.
chords.
That's sick, man.
By triggering one-shots, we can slide between chords
Woo!
and add these over our beats.
Portamento right there on the pad. Portamento right there on the pad, man, without having to go into a screen and turn it on. That's basically what that was. Portamento right there.
And add these over our beats.
Wow.
We can bring in everything from
I had to
modulation,
go. I'm sorry, guys. I
pitch
had to
to
go back.
effects, all in real time. We can add chords. By triggering one-shots, we can slide between chords and add these over our beats. For drum loops,
See,
we can add filters.
See, I know some of y'all don't like Andy Mack, man, but like when he be doing demos, bro, Andy Mack be doing the hell out these demos, though. you gotta give him his props, man. He be doing the shit out of these demos, man. Like, I know some of y'all don't mess with him, you know, but like I said, I already like this video better than the other video we was just watching, because he's like, I don't know, he's just breaking it down differently.
Just by sliding our fingers across the XY axis.
What?
We can combine these with one-shot chords, bringing in new textures to your productions. For finger drumming, we can take this to a new level. Just like a real acoustic, we can take a snare and add a rim around the edges, open and close hats, 4 different toms, and percussion with articulation,
Wow, bro.
all on one pad. Now let's bring this over a beat. As you can see, I'm triggering my rim using the edge of the pad.
I can't wait to see Beats by Jay Black go nuts on
Now
this.
we're bringing our
I know he's
snare
gonna go
using
nuts
the
on this.
center of the same
Bro,
pad.
Beats by Jay Black, bro, he's gonna go dummy on this. I can't wait to see him do something to this. He's gonna probably create a kit on here that's so crazy. He's gonna go freaking nuts. I'm just telling you right now, he's probably gonna go insane.
Now let's do a fill using our toms. We can also change our 16 pad layout to 64 by using each of the quadrants within a single pad by assigning 4 samples per pad. Here, I'm using 16 samples just on 4 pads. 808 kit. Then we move to the right quadrant. We have a classic boom bap. Then on our top left quadrant, 909. And then to the right quadrant, modern trap.
That's sick too, but I don't know why. I don't know why
MPCE
somebody would use
pads
that. I guess
allow
if you
to
want
add
to
articulations to each quadrant.
I don't. That's dope, but I don't know why somebody would use that. I mean, like, I guess if you're trying to I guess, like, change up the beat, like, while you're in the song and stuff like that. If you're trying on the same project, like, if you're just trying to change the beat up and stuff and use different kits, I guess I can see how that would be useful, but I don't know why anybody would want to use that unless they just would like to have multiple different kits, like just have one program and then have like 4 different kits. Now I can see that being a thing. It's like, okay, these are my 4 go-to kits. Like, if I want to do a boom bap, or if I want to do trap, or if I want to do this, or if I want to do that, I can have them all in one program. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going through the banks, and like, because you could set it up through the banks as well, like on the older MPCs, or like, you know what I'm saying, they have the cycle feature where you can hit the pads and then cycle through it, but that's not really optimal for like having, like, you know, multiple. You would have to set that up through, you know, the different banks to do that. But now you can have like 4 different kits on like one page. So that's pretty dope. I just don't see how people would want to use that like in the song. But, you know, I guess just setting up different drum kits and having like your go-to kits, you know what I'm saying, on one page, I could see that being, that's pretty dope. That's cool.
Per pad, you can trigger everything from classic MPC note repeats to rolls and flams for your percussion. Now, to add
Masada in the
articulations,
house.
press the edit button and effect.
Masada in the house. What's up, Masada? Salute, man. Thank you for joining the stream.
And then select your pad. You can now turn on the MPC icon. Here, we can select our quadrant, and then we can go through a whole collection of different presets that you can add to each quadrant. You have everything from flam rolls, ghost notes, triplets, to the iconic note repeat. As we play our pad quadrant, I can use the encoder to select any of the presets. Now let's use these over a beat. As I play my pads, I'm using the different quadrants to add articulations in real time. MPC pads.
Bro, when people start using this at the beginning, people gonna be messing up so bad. They gonna be so horrible at this, man. You know, Andy Mack and them that had like months and months to like practice doing this, bro, because that would be so confusing. Like, it's gonna at like right now at the beginning when people are learning how to do this, it's gonna be confusing for people. Like, you're not gonna be able to do like this. Don't think you're gonna be Andy Mack starting off, bro. This is gonna be so weird for people at first, but as you get better at it, it's gonna be a game changer, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? But people are gonna be, it's not gonna be like this, believe that. It's gonna be awkward at first.
Can really take your beats to a whole new level. We've also included an MPC-E Expressive expansion featuring over 25 professionally crafted kits created by top sound designers Audio Tent to the legendary finger drummer David Finger Haynes. This pack includes everything from classic drum machine layouts to modern kits, textures and chords, giving you instant inspiration. MPC Live 3 brings the ultimate speed and performance, powered by an 8-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigabyte storage, increasing everything from track count through to processing speed. Live 3 allows up to 32 instances of plug-in instruments with lightning-fast loading times of your plugins and your preset patches. You can record up to 16 tracks of audio directly into the arranger for capturing everything from vocals to instruments. You now have a 16-step sequencer for electronic workflow, a performance touch strip, a built-in microphone for capturing vocals to sampling and field recording, studio built-in monitors with an internal battery, 4 Q-links for control, along with a HD multi-gesture touchscreen for your workflow. Live 3 includes new function buttons, taking you straight to the arranger, the clip matrix, mixer environment, to sounds, through to loop on and off, record to arrange, note repeat and 16 levels, to pad and track mutes and sample edit.
Yeah, we
You
don't
also
really
have
need to see,
powerful
like,
I/O with 6
we know
separate
all
outs,
this stuff
XLR and jack.
right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that it's fast, that you guys put 1,008 buttons on it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't need to look at the step sequencer. I seen some down here that was crazy. Let me see. Let's go to this ultimate standalone connectivity. Let's see what that is.
And dynamics of your CV sequencing. MPC Live 3 is the ultimate standalone sequencer, which allows you to drive all your external equipment using its powerful connectivity. You can connect up to 32 devices using a USB hub, ISO devices with USB-C, 8 CV outs for your modular setup, which can be all sequenced using the new clip matrix and the step sequencer, giving you the
Like I
ultimate
said,
doorless jamming session.
that clip is going.
So
That
let's
clip
start by
thing is
triggering
going to
our
be
clips
a game changer for some
using
people.
our step sequencer. Now we're triggering our Mother 32. Now let's bring in the 909. And Mariana on our iOS. Controlling cutoff and frequency from our Q-Link.
Yeah, see, that's sick right there. This is the type of stuff that I want to see. I want to see like
Let's launch
how
the
you can
entire
use all
row.
this stuff like in corporation with each other.
Bring in our 06.
And that's what I'm saying. This is how the youngsters be like, you know, they be.
Now let's
This is how the youngsters be using like clip launch on like their phones and stuff like that, and on iPads. They be using this clip launch stuff to like make songs and beats like on their phone. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, that's, like I said, that's pretty sick.
use our keys to play some melodies from our plugin. As you can see, we can connect all of our devices and do a live performance. MPC Live 3 really does push the boundaries of what's possible fully standalone. MPC Live 3 includes over 20 gigabytes of premium factory plug-in instruments and 14 expansions, delivering over 1,000 new MPC-ready drum kits, key groups and sounds from world-class sound designers. Now the first one is Acoustic Drum Tools by BFD. This provides you with 20 MPC-ready acoustic drum kits. Then we have Classic Drum Machines from Samples from Mars. We have everything from 808, 909s to legacy drum
They're
machines.
just gonna go over all the kits. Let's see if we can find something else.
For your electronic production, from Sample Tools by CR2, we have over 50 kits, MPC ready, covering all of your favorite genres. MPC Live 3 features 16 tactile function buttons, allowing you full control over everything from launching clips, selecting tracks, through to track and pad mutes, to live effects on the fly. Simply hold down the set button and select your desired function. Here I'm using pad mutes without having to change screens.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that warp and repitch and all that stuff was in the algorithm and standalone before. You could use the warp, the warp function and stuff like that in standalone. I know for a fact. It's just it was like how would I say it? It was as good as the processing as the time stretch algorithm that was using it to warp. You know what I'm saying? So Like I said, it was pretty good, but it still wasn't like, you know, amazing when you were getting like higher, like to the higher pitches and the lower pitches, like right there in the middle. Like it was like a sweet spot where it sounded pretty good to me on my, like, as far as how I felt. But now with this new better algorithm, like in the full version of it, like with more processing power from the machine, it should be a lot better, I would think. Yeah.
Controlling effects, we can go to our pad grid where we can set up controls to trigger everything from live effects to assignable parameters.
Bro, they thought of everything with these buttons at the top, bro. That's crazy, dog. And this is what I'm saying, the thing too.
For electronic-based production, having access to real...
Like the thing that I'm saying too is like you're watching this and you see these guys are barely even touching the screen. Like he's using the screen to touch the clips and stuff like that. But they said that you can do that from the buttons at the top too. So even if you want to launch certain clips, you still don't have to touch the machine. I mean, touch the touch screen, you know?
Time effects using the function buttons allows you to be super creative in the studio or on the stage. MPC Live 3's new USB-C port allows us to connect smart devices such as iPhones and iPads, which means that we can now sample directly from an iPhone straight into MPC Live 3. And we can also trigger and record iOS apps using MPC Sequencer. I'm running iOS Mood Mariana, which I'm sequencing on
Let's look at this microphone.
to bass mono and width to gain staging our tracks. MPC Live 3 features a built-in microphone so you can capture everything from vocals, field recording.
Because like I said, I ain't gonna lie, this is one of the things that I think is a gimmick, but at the same time, when the MPC Live 2 dropped, I thought the speaker on it was a gimmick too, and I grown to love it. So let's see like if Andy Mack can change my mind a little bit. The first dude kind of did. Let's see if Andy Mack can add to that.
Beatboxing that you can add to your productions. We've also added 2 combo jacks with XLR inputs so you can capture everything from stereo guitars using studio condenser mics with phantom power to dynamic microphones. With MPC Live 3's built-in studio monitors and internal battery, giving you the ultimate portability for recording your music. Now let's capture some finger snaps using the brand new built-in mic. Now these are instantly playing back. Let's record some hand claps. Using the internal microphone really allows you to capture audio wherever inspiration strikes.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
MPC Live 3's new USB-C port allows you to route up to 24 channels of audio.
Let's go to Pro
MPC
Stems.
Live 3 features Pro Stems, providing the highest quality stem separation, powered by our new CPU and 8 GB of RAM, giving you superior desktop.
That's a good question, man. And I wonder if they're gonna make a video site. I wonder if they're gonna make a video like addressing like what plugins is gonna work. If not, then that should be a video that like one of us should tackle and see. You know what I'm saying? I think I might explore that myself and try to see which plugins and what things is gonna like is gonna stay on the previous MPCs and it's gonna work as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that would be something that I look at and work on.
Top quality. Now here's our sample that we're going to stem out. hit stems. Once you've separated, let's go to our sample and play back the separation. Let's drop out the drums, and you can hear the quality. Take the bass. Having desktop quality stems takes your productions and ideas to a new level. Let's pitch this.
See, that sounded pretty good for it sounded good, man, for standalone. Because you guys know how if you work with stems before, you know that like in standalone it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't bad. You would lose some of the frequency and some of the stuff like mostly like vocals and some of the instrument tracks. I'm pretty sure I haven't used it that many times, but the times that I did and the reviews I seen on it in standalone, like it wasn't that great. It was like you want to use it like with the computer to get the best stem separation, but it seems like now it's separating pretty good, you know. So because this what he just did, that sounded good.
And turn it into a beat. Having Pro Stem separation on MPC Live 3 provides you the quality to go crate digging and stem out some of your favorite classics. MPC Live 3 features a brand new time stretching algorithm powered by our new CPU, allowing you super high quality time stretching for your productions. We can speed up and slow down our beats by maintaining quality. Now let's slow our beat all the way down. Time stretching the audio all in real time.
Yeah, see. Listen, Linda, listen. Because like when you do time stretching stuff, like it's like right in the middle, like there's a sweet spot, like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't go too high, if you don't go too low, then it sounds pretty good. But like as soon as you start going high on the higher end, like where it's getting, or when it's going faster or when it's getting slower, like even when you're pitching high and then you're pitching low, that's when you start really like hearing the artifacts and losing the quality and stuff. Like y'all let me know how that sounded to y'all. Let me know how that sounded to y'all. That sounded pretty good to me. But you know, maybe my ears is messed up. I don't know. My ears could be messed up. Y'all let me know how that sounded.
MPC Live 3 introduces 3 new plugin effects to add to your production tools, including Reverb Pro, Visual EQ, and utility plugins. The first is Reverb Pro, which delivers an outstanding, realistic, and dynamic reverb suitable for a variety of vocals,
maybe they
sound
did,
design, from subtle rooms
maybe they stole
to
it.
spacious halls. Adding a depth to your music. You have everything from EQ and dynamics to a whole collection of presets that you.
Nightshade, go ahead and update that thing, man, and see what happens. If you want to, it's up to you. I'll probably update mine too, to be honest, and see. I know Masada was in here. Masada, I know he be working with that stuff and knows, he probably knows a little bit about like what things are staying and what things are gonna work for the older MPCs and stuff like that. So, you know, Masada, if you're still in here, if you get a chance to like answering those questions, I would appreciate it, sir. Yes. You checking to see if the visual EQ is in there?
Can instantly load onto your
I hope
tracks.
it is, because I want to use that anyway.
So let's add Reverb Pro over our track. Now you can hear it over our drums. Now let's bring in a vocal to hear the richness of Reverb Pro. Bypassed.
Sing that, baby. Sing it, girl. Okay. Yeah. Hey, sing it. Hey. No, just playing.
The next is Visual EQ, a plugin providing 4 bands of equalization with a wide range of EQ types, including shelving, parametric low pass, band pass, high pass filters, and a spectrum analyzer, providing you visual feedback of your frequencies, along with a collection of presets to instantly get you mixing. And low end of our track. Then we have a utility plugin that we can apply to our tracks, giving us everything from phase reverse, mono, mid-side, to bass mono and width, to gain staging our tracks. MPC Live 3 features a built-in microphone so you can capture everything from vocals, field recording, to sampling, beatboxing that you can add to your productions. We've also added 2 combo jacks with XLR inputs so you can capture everything from stereo guitars using studio condenser mics with phantom power to dynamic microphones. With MPC Live 3's built-in studio monitors and internal battery, giving you the ultimate portability for recording your music. Now let's capture some finger snaps using the brand new built-in mic.
All right, we already seen this. Let's go back to something else.
Now these are instantly
What do
playing
you
back.
guys want to see?
Let's record some hand
Let's
claps.
check out the touch strip. See if he has like a different take on the
MPC
touch
Live
strip.
3
See what how the
features
tip
a
strip.
powerful new performance
touch
touch
strip is,
strip, adding a new level of dynamics and control to
is
your music
working.
production. MPC Live 3's new touch strip allows you to assign and control
think it might be
everything
paid?
from different parameters and effects at the touch of your
Can you check and
fingertips.
see site and
We can
see if
start by
that's
holding down
if
the
it's
touch
paid or
config
not?
button to access our different modes. Here we can access everything from our touch strip plugin to playing notes, pitch bend, to track and pad levels, to customize projects and Q-Link control. Let's start with our touch effects plugin, which we can add over our beat in real time. We have a whole collection of presets, which are great for live performance, to add in different textures to your production. You can add everything from reverse, to beat repeat, to tape stops, and DJ washout effects.
Man, I'm about to be sick on this thing. I'm about to be sick on this thing.
We can also use the touch strip when we're triggering external synths to internal plug-in instruments, adding everything from modulation, sustain, to pitch bend. Let's add this over a track. As you can hear, using the touch strip adds a whole new level of performance to your instruments. We can also control our Q-Links and custom projects that we've assigned effects to using the touch strip. As I select the Q-Link, it will automatically allow me to control the effect using the touch strip. Using the touch strip can add character and texture to your beats.
Oh, so it's okay.
We can also use the touch strip to control note repeat.
So we knew, so we figured like some of the stuff was gonna be paid for sure. Like I wonder like what things we got in here that we didn't have to pay for the 3.6. So that right there is a video on itself. You know, like what things did we get that came with 3.6? You know what I'm saying? I figured that the plugins was going to be paid. If you wanted to get the pro level plugins and stuff like that, then, you know, you was going to have to pay for it. So, yeah. Should have knew that off rip, I guess.
By jumping through the different time divisions. So let's play a beat and add some hats. As I press the touch strip, I'm jumping between all of the different time divisions available. MPC Live 3 introduces a powerful clip launching workflow, delivering even faster ways to capture, perform, and arrange your song ideas. You can launch everything from audio loops to instruments and vocal tracks, MIDI synthesizers to CV, which is perfect for creating song arrangements to your live performances. To access the clip matrix, you have a dedicated matrix button. Here you can see the 8x8 grid layout of your clips and tracks. At the top of the screen are all your different track types, which can be made up of drums, audio, MIDI to CV. Below the tracks are all your clip takes, which are all colorized matching the track. To launch a clip, simply tap on the container using the Touch UI. This will instantly start playing your pattern or your audio loop. We can also use our function buttons to launch our clips by holding Set and pressing Clip Launch. Now, we can go through each clip on that track. Each track can also play a different clip, allowing you to create song arrangements to unique combinations and ideas, all in real time. We can also launch a row of clips by touching the interface. We can also use our row launch function button to launch entire rows. This is great for launching everything from a verse, an intro, to a chorus of a song.
I'm telling you, people gonna go nuts with that.
Change.
People is gonna go nuts with the clip launch. I know it. I know people gonna go nuts with the clip launch. They just gonna go nuts with it.
The tempo of each row and the whole tempo of our track, all in real time. To record clips, simply select an empty clip container and hit record. Then lay down your idea.
Let me see. I think because we've been bouncing.
We can use the pads to enter our notes or the step sequencer.
I just want to know, is there anything, because like at this point, I think we've looked at pretty much all the stuff. Let me see. They got more videos down here. Unless the Pro. Getting started, clip launching, navigation, and sounds. Setting up, and okay, so they look like they got some tutorials on here for you if you want to learn how to set stuff up. Let's see what navigating this sound is. Navigating the sounds.
Academy. Let's get started with your MPC Live 3.
Does he work for? This guy must work for Akai.
MPC,
because I know he's got his own channel, but he's always like on the official channel every time they do a release or something. And he got the like do a what's the name at
fingers across the quadrants too.
He got to do something at NAMM too on the panel when they was there. He's a dope producer though. Really good key player for sure. He killed the MPC Key 37.
Here, where we can
murdered
drag
it.
our finger across here and see the lights indicating. We can tap and hold here where it says touch strip, and we now have a menu here that allows us to put this in the different modes. We have Q-Link, pad level, track level, touch effects, etc. This also features a built-in mic for capturing everything from vocals to sound design or field recording. In our transport area here, we now have a new mode, the matrix mode. We can hit shift and hit matrix, and this brings us into the area where we can launch clips and rows by simply tapping on the screen here, or we can launch clips or rows by using the performance buttons here, by setting this to clip launch or by setting this to row launch. The MPC Live 3 has an 8-core CPU and 8 gigs of RAM. This allows us to load up to 32 instrument plugins. Under our step sequencer, we have our editing tools.
32 plugins.
We also have more editing.
32 plugins. That's very significant, man. I'm telling you, on the old X, bro, like before, you see the beautiful SE right there on the floor. You see it. It's safe. It's there. Do not kill me, bro. Don't murder me in the comments. I know it's sitting right there. You see it though. It's safe. It's beautiful. It's clean. I just cleaned it. You know what I'm saying? And just polished it up. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. All right. We're not getting weird with our instrument. But what I'm saying is, it's like when you had the original X with the 2 gigs of RAM and then you upgraded to the 4 gigs of RAM, like you barely could get 8 plugins still out of the thing. Like if you were using like Fabric XL and stuff and some of the bigger plugins that Kai was starting to come out with, if you had the original X, you wasn't even loading 8 plugins, man. You might get 6. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 7. Depending on which ones you loaded, you know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff was not loading at all. Like you had trouble, you know what I'm saying? So like, with it having more RAM and a bigger processor, it's just nice that we have more, that we can get more. And like I said, like shout out to my boy Raul. Like I'm looking forward to see what type of songs and stuff that he'll be able to do in standalone, you know, especially with like something like the clip launch. You know, he could do like the clip launcher and then record it to the arranger, you know what I'm saying? And he could do it live if he wanted to as well. So like this is something that you can use, like you can really start using it as like a live device. And it's just like, if you start to think about all the capabilities and the things that it can do, you really start to see the picture, like what they were shooting for. And I think it really is starting to come full circle, the Live name, you know what I'm saying? Like what they seen for the Live, what they wanted to incorporate in the machine. I think you're really starting to see it come full circle for Akai. And believe me, you know, I hate giving Akai this much credit. No, I'm just playing. I love MPC, the MPC products, man. But at the same time, you know, over here we call out the BS. We call the BS out, okay? You know, we call it out. But we also pat Akai on the back when they do a good job, man. And they did a good job with this, man. I can't even hold you up, man. Like they did a great job. It's worth, to me, it's gonna be worth the upgrade. I think I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna be happy with it. I'm not gonna think it's like the prettiest thing in the world. This thing is gonna be like the dude that the girls be having that's got all the money, that treats them right and stuff, but they, you know, every time they taking pictures, they just show like a picture of the food and you never see the dude in the picture. That's how this NBC is gonna be. until everybody warm up and they start to feel more comfortable, you know what I'm saying, and more people like because I'm telling you, this thing is busy, bro. It's a busybody. It's got buttons and lights and stuff all over the place, man. But yeah, that's that's how it's gonna be, man. It's gonna be that guy, like that.
Tools here and an area to load and save and sample. We have our cue links here. These can be used for controlling everything from instrument plugin parameters to effects, and also navigating your sessions. And of course, our main transport area. On the rear of the MPC Live 3, you can turn
it's
our
just going
built-in
over more
speaker
stuff.
off and on. We have our 3 stereo
I've been
outputs,
on here for
which
like
can also
almost
be
2
used for
hours,
6
man.
mono
I'm
outputs. We
tired,
have our 2 combination
crazy.
XLR and 1/4-inch jack inputs.
So let's give me full screen, man. Cause now we're gonna get into them. Should I change to this camera right here? Let's change to this camera. Let's change this because I'm trying to work on my camera setup and like how things are going. You know, I'm trying to make things, you know, a little different, trying to change it up. Okay. Now, all in all, because I told you I was going to give you guys my honest take, and I think I have kind of been giving you guys my honest take, you know what I'm saying, this whole time of how I feel and what I think. Okay. We asked them for more buttons. They gave us more buttons. They probably gave us more buttons than we actually wanted, but they gave us more buttons. So they listened to us on that. We said we wanted a visual EQ. I wish it would have been a 5 or a 7 band, but they gave us a 4 band. That's still pretty good. At least they gave us a visual EQ. It seems like they're targeting different audiences. They're targeting the mobile people, the like mobile producers with their phones and tablets, and they're targeting FL Studio people, but they're still trying to keep an element of familiarity in the MPCs for the legacy people. That's why you got like the CVs, and you got the MIDI ports still, and you got the line, the phono line. They didn't take that stuff away. They could have took that stuff away, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? You still got the MIDI ins and outs on the back. You still got the phono input, so you can hook up turntables and stuff like that. There's still song mode within the MPC as well. All the buttons at the top, even though there's a gazillion of them, you can do so much with the buttons that I've seen. You know, you can do so much that they have like 16 different operations that you can do. You know, the MPE pads is sick. The way that you can modulate the pads, the way you can change. You know, you can have like 4 different drum kits on one program on the first page, like instead of having to scroll through. At this point, do you even need the bank buttons anymore? I mean, who's gonna make like a zillion drum programs and put it on one bank? Like, what do we even need the banks for anymore? That's a good question. Can anybody tell me that? What do we need the bank buttons for anymore? Like, you know, maybe pad perform, I guess, like going up and down the pitch. I guess maybe we can use it for that. So anybody got any answers for that? Okay. I think this MPC is a win. And if this thing is this crazy, I can only imagine what the new X is gonna be like, or whatever else they create. You know what I'm saying, from this architecture. And I wonder if they're gonna give the X the same specs that they give this, or if they're even gonna make the X even crazier, because it seems like probably around this time they might really start to try to differentiate. I can't say the word. I know but you know what I'm saying. They're trying to like create a step between each MPC. Like, you know, all the MPCs are run the same software, but maybe this one doesn't do what this one does. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, you know, had that criticism for Akai. They used to say that, why would I buy an MPC X when the only thing that it has that's better is just more buttons. You know what I'm saying? And more Q links. It does exactly what the other MPCs does. It has the same processor it shares the same processor that the MPC Key 37 has. And like on paper, it really doesn't perform any better than any of the other MPCs. So it's like maybe they're gonna like make this where the Live is this, but then the X is gonna be an even bigger step up. You know, maybe it has like 12 gigs of RAM and a 12-core CPU or something. I don't know, but just a lot of questions in my mind. But I know in my brain and how I feel, I really feel like this thing is worth it. And I will be copping mine. And as soon as I get it, I'm going to mess with it, and I'm going to report back to you of like everything. Of course, I'm probably still going to be keeping my baby because it's the gold one, and you guys don't see the gold one around that often. You know what I'm saying? The gold. And if they make a gold one of these, best believe I'm gonna sell the one that I have and get the gold one, because that's my thing. I like getting the gold ones. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a comparison. So you guys stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? And the only other thing that I would say is, like, you know, just don't go broke trying to get this thing if you don't really need to upgrade, because I want to upgrade because I feel like it's worth it for me, but it might not be worth it for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and make it and take yourself broke, or don't go out there and spend unnecessary money if you're doing good with what you have already. You know what I'm saying? Save the money up and then get it when you can afford it. You know, your master what you got. But like I said, I always tell people that too. You know, if you do have the money and you want to splurge, you know, you can do that. You can do that too. So, but if you guys are looking to get this, you know what I'm saying, the first link in the page is a Zounds link to where you can go straight to it and buy it if you want to. That's the way, if you guys want to help the channel and stuff like that, if you're into that. You know, I know a lot of people are against creators, you know, throwing their stuff out there. The link is there. You can click on it if you want to, or you don't have to. If you want to help me, if you support me, if you rock with me, and you're going to get one of these anyway, the link is free for you to click it. You know what I'm saying? It's free for you, and it just helps it helps the channel. You're going to get it for the same price that you would if you went and clicked on the page without using my link. So, you know, if you do that, I appreciate every single last person who's ever bought anything using my links, because it does help. I don't really make any money from doing this. I do it pretty much because I love it. I still work a 9-to-5 job. So, you know, I rock with Zounds. I told you guys, like, I'm a real big, huge fan of Zounds, because if it wasn't for Zounds, I wouldn't even have the studio that I have now today, because, you know, they work with you. Pay as you go, man. Pay to play, I think it is. You know what I'm saying? You can get the gear on discount. I mean, you can't get the gear on discount, but you can get the gear on a payment plan that's affordable for you. You know, sometimes all the way up to like 12 months, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure, like, with no credit check, you know. And that's the only thing that I had against, like, Sweetwater when I used to try to go through them. It's like I always had at the time, my credit was bad, and I never could qualify for their credit card or their payment option. So I had to go through Zounds, and they actually rock with your boy, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to build my studio to what it is now. So I really do appreciate them, and I like the team that's there, you know what I'm saying? Got some really good guys there, you know what I'm saying? Really good people, good customer service. So yeah, use the link if you want to or not, but I'm definitely super tired right now. Like I said, I've been up since like 2:45 yesterday. I worked last night, and I got to go to work tonight. But I appreciate everybody that was in here. Like I said, thank you for stopping through. I will have more videos coming on the MPC. I'm going to get mine. And like I said, just stay tuned. You know, we always, at the end of these lives, we let this beat like rock. So let's let this beat rock a little bit before we leave. And if any of you guys have any questions or anything that you want to say in the chat before I shoot out, just go ahead and put your comments in the chat right now so I can answer as many as I can. I wonder if my chat is even working, because I haven't seen anybody do. Let's refresh it. Well, it doesn't seem like anybody's got any more questions. Like I said, man, I appreciate everybody from the bottom of my heart, man. You know, I never take this stuff for granted. I love everybody that comes through and show loves and is positive and show support. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back to YouTube. We're gonna keep this thing going and stuff like that. And I got more things coming down the pipeline for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.